Hi, my name is Brooke Sutherland, and I will be giving a presentation on geriatric depression and ageism. My presentation agenda is a little about me and my interviewees, the target audience of this workshop, statistics, why these topics are important, how we can combat ageism and geriatric depression, the conclusion, and then my reference list. So starting off with who I am a sophomore at Kent State University. I am majoring in speech pathology and minoring in gerontology. I am passionate about the mental health of older adults, and I want to see a change in long-term care facilities because I believe in order to have a safe, respectful, and trustworthy environment for residents at long-term care facilities, staff should be well educated on ageism and geriatric depression. So my interviewees for this project are Meg, who is my mom's friend. She is 48 years old and she is a nurse at a nursing home. Meg was interested in learning more about ageism and how we can reduce it in workplaces, especially long-term care facilities like ones that she works in. Then I also interviewed my cousin Gianna, who is 26 years old. She is a geriatric speech pathologist at a residence in Ohio, and she is interested in learning more about geriatric depression. So my target audience are geriatric caregivers, long-term care facilities, and then members of the public that want to promote positive mental health for older adults. So some statistics are the number of people 60 or older will double by 2050. And this is important to note because a lot of younger people have a negative mindset about aging and what aging is like. So it's important for us to have a true understanding of what aging looks like and how we can have a more positive view of it. And then 60% of respondents from the World Values Survey reported they do not receive the respect they deserve. This includes 57 countries, which is sad because many older adults do deserve respect and they should be treated differently because of their age. As well as 7 million Americans aged 65 and older suffer from depression. So what ageism is and the impact it has. As defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, ageism is prejudice or discrimination against a particular age group and especially the elderly. An impact ageism has is a threat to active aging. Several studies have shown that ageistic attitudes, and in particular, ageistic stereotypes, have negative impacts on older people in many different domains. These negative stereotypes about aging are acquired at a very early age and tend to act as a self-fulfilling prophecy in older age, leading to poor outcomes for older people in many different areas, such as memory and cognitive performance, health, work performance, and even their will to live. Then ageism in healthcare can be unequal treatment in how people are treated. It is important for older adults to be able to get the care they deserve from healthcare, and as well as in workplaces, someone may not be hired because of their age, and as well as coworkers having a negative attitude towards older adults because of their age. All of this can contribute to geriatric depression and the mindset of older adults based on how they are treated by other people. So when it comes to aging and geriatric depression, there are a few myths with it. A lot of people believe that older adults have similar symptoms of depression to younger people, but older adults are more likely to have somatic symptoms and biological symptoms. Their somatic symptoms are more prevalent than in younger adults. An example of this would be fatigue or being tired a lot, as well as overeating or not wanting to eat. Then depression is more chronic in late life. Older adults with a history of major depressive disorder are more likely to continue to experience it in late adulthood. Older adults without a history of depression are less likely to experience it later in their years. A lot of people believe that older adults are depressed or have depression just because they're older, but in reality, a lot of older adults have a positive outlook on life and they have goals that they want to fulfill before it's too late. Another myth is that older adults are not responsive to treatment, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Studies have shown that older adults are just as receptive to psychotherapy treatments as younger adults. So why should we bring awareness to geriatric depression and ageism? Well, a big thing is having fair and equal treatment for older adults. They should not be treated any less than any other person because of their age. In healthcare places, older adults should be able to get the treatment that they need, and as well as being treated respectfully. Another thing is older adults feel isolated, so it's important for us to bring awareness to geriatric depression, ageism, so they can feel more included and have a safe space. Another thing is that we want to break stereotypes. There's a lot of misconceptions and negative attitudes towards aging, so it's important to break stereotypes so we can have a more positive outlook on aging. And having all of this will promote positive mental health. And in order to have positive mental health, we should bring awareness to geriatric depression and ageism and what the reality of aging is. So how can we combat ageism and geriatric depression? It is important to educate people on what ageism is and geriatric depression. People should learn about ageism, its impact, and how it manifests in society. Recognize that it affects people of all ages. Another thing we can do is think before we speak. We should be mindful of the language we use and avoid ageist remarks and stereotypes when talking about age or aging. We should encourage others, including our workplaces, to adopt age-inclusive practices, promote intergenerational collaboration and mentorship, initiate conversations about ageism with family, friends, and colleagues, and raise awareness of the issue. Another thing that we can do is turn to social media. Social media is a big thing in our present world, and it has the ability to spread false information, but we should use it to bring light to the reality of aging. So we should evaluate media portrayals of age and aging and support media that promotes positive and realistic outlooks of older individuals. Another thing we can do for nursing homes and long-term care facilities is have more activities for the residents. We should be able to provide many activities such as crafts or field trips and have someone come in and teach the residents a new hobby. There should be more activities for these residents. Something else that we can do is give residents a purpose. There are many places that have gardens for older adults to work in and help take care of. And those gardens go back and help the community and provide fresh vegetables and fruits for those communities. Another thing that we can do to combat ageism and geriatric depression are have psychologists and psychiatrists work closely with long-term care facilities. I believe long-term care facilities should have mental health workers working closely with them, so that way the older adults can get the care that they need and they deserve for their mental health. So in conclusion, everyone deserves to be respected. No matter how old or young you are, everyone should be respected. Another thing that we should be aware of is being compassionate to ourselves and other people. Think before you speak and think about how you view yourself. It is important to have a positive mindset on yourself and other people. We should also spread awareness of facts and not myths or negative opinions. Have a strong, reliable community for us to depend on and that we can help out. Many older adults face ageism and geriatric depression, so it is important for us to do our part and spread awareness so these older adults can have a better later life experience. And lastly, aging is natural. Everyone ages, so we should have a more positive outlook view on it. And this is my reference list. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned something.